of patriots and pros. You've earned it. GovX, savings for those who serve.
That vegetable-based, all really great ingredients. Whether you are new to hot sauce and a little intimidated, this is a good day to try it. The black bottle, the black garlic peri-peri is their signature #1 seller. If you are a hot sauce aficionado, the brand's been on Hot Ones. So
that's how you know.
Not just once, but twice. So if it's been on Hot Ones, you know it's the real deal. Get in on it. The bottles start at $5, all 50% off.
Wow.
And then finally, Valerie. This is jewelry. That's all about kind of telling your own story. Some of their best-selling collections, the Zodiacs, the Mother of Pearl, that also have a little initial on them.
Cute.
Fun fact that you'll appreciate, Selena Gomez in...
Say less. I'm in.
You're
Take
in.
my money.
Yeah.
Selena Gomez.
Yes, wears this Zodiac necklace.
She's a Cancer, by the way.
Only murders in the building throughout the whole season. She is wearing the Zodiac necklace. So that's what kind of put this brand on the map, that it was recognized by Selena and the costume designers and the people who sort of know the good stuff.
Yeah.
This is the good stuff. Regularly, it's excessively priced, but with our deal at all half price starts under $30.
A Virgo season deal from a Virgo season queen over here. Thank you, Tori. We have partnered with these companies on these great products, and you can get them on gmadeals.com. That QR code on the screen will take you right there when GMA Life returns. Ooh, the cast of Dancing with the Stars.
Should be in that cat.
High-quality tools you need at the prices you deserve. Shop and save at your new Harbor Freight.
Well, big boxes. More food, more flavor. Only at Del Taco.
At Pechanga Resort Casino in Temecula, you can stay and play, wine and dine, soar, and so much more. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino.
Get the most out of your Sequoia National Park adventure by making Visalia, California, your base camp. Plan today at visitvisalia.com. Base camp to the Sequoias.
Dancing with the Stars takeover.
Take a look at the stars who'll be hitting the dance floor for season 34.
Dancing with the Stars is back and better than ever. First up.
Good morning, America!
This Olympic gold medalist is setting her sights on a new trophy.
I might have a gold medal, but I'm eyeing that mirror ball.
Get ready for Jordan Childs under pro Ezra. He was one of the original Goonies.
This was my dream, my wish.
His next role? Ballroom dancer.
I ain't missing a thing. I'm the comeback king.
It's comeback king Corey Feldman, partner of Jenna. This podcaster and social media sensation has garnered 1 billion likes online.
Can't wait for you to get ready with me, America.
Get ready to rumba with Alex Earl and Val.
That's not good.
Next up, girl group Fifth Harmony reunited on stage with the Jonas Brothers. Now she's ready to work the dance floor. It's Lauren Haregi and Pro Brandon. He's a founding member of the world's favorite a cappella group, Pentatonics.
Good morning, America.
Scott Hoying is dancing with Pro Riley.
We're just getting started.
And you know them from The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. But Mom Talk is about to see the double on the dance floor.
Can Mom Talk survive this?
First, it's Jen Affleck with Pro Yan.
Mom Talk has never seen anything like this.
And Whitney Levitt will dance with Mark Ballas. Next, you remember him in the movie Elf and as Conan O'Brien's sidekick.
Here we go, GMA.
Andy Richter will dance with Emma.
Nice woman.
Proud of it, babe.
And you may remember her as Meredith Blake in The Parent Trap.
One more trick from you two, and I promise I will make your lives miserable till the day I say I do.
And while she might not be a nature girl, she is a competitor.
Get the picture?
We got the picture all right. It's Elaine Hendricks dancing with Alex. And he's a former NBA All-Star. Let's go! And his dance moves are about to be a slam dunk. Get ready to cha-cha with Baron Davis and Britt. She's the real-life leading lady to one of Hollywood's biggest stars.
I'm ready to hit the floor.
Get ready to jive with Hilaria Baldwin and Pro Gleb.
This class is heating up.
G'day, America.
Next up, he's the son of the legendary crocodile hunter.
I can handle a snake, but can I handle a salsa?
Now this wildlife warrior is all grown up. Robert Irwin and Whitney can't wait to dance their way into your heart. Entering the ballroom next, he's Zac Efron's little brother and winner of The Traitors.
Here we go, GMA.
It's Dylan Efron dancing with Daniela. And finally, we are turning up the time machine. Crushed on her at John Adams High.
You first met me as Topanga on Boy Meets World.
Now she's about to crush the dance floor.
Now, it's all about girl meets mirror ball.
It's Danielle Fishel with Pro Pasha.
Let's dance.
Dancing with the Stars, season 34 starts right now.
It is a powerhouse group, of course, always is. I want you to raise your hands if you're ready for the competition.
Come on, bring it!
Andy Richter, raise your hand. Andy's like, I don't know. I thought this was a room full of truthful people. I'm gonna ask the question to some people who won the Mirror Ball before. Alfonso, Juliette, you both the Mirror Ball champions. What advice you have for everybody?
Oh my goodness, I would just say vulnerability is key, authenticity. When you come up and chat with me up in the skybox, that is your opportunity to show the world who you are. Because as much as it is a dance competition, it's also about letting us go on the journey with you. People want to fall in love, so just be you.
You took my answer, so I'll come up with a different one, which is basically your pros are pros for a reason.
Yeah.
Listen to them. We all have this idea that we know, oh, I want to be like this, and I want to do. No, listen to your pros. They're amazing. They're the most talented dancers in the world. They know exactly how to get you to the finish line. Listen to them.
Oh, that's great advice.
Nice pivot.
You two work really well together. Look.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yes, you do. Baron, two-time NBA All-Star. Yeah, we just so happen to have a basketball there. Can you show us your classic, your trademark move?
So. I saw your name on the list. I'm like, ooh, they got him. He's ready for this one. All right. And Robert, man, winning this Mirror Ball runs in the family. Your sister, Vicky, she won. So there's some pressure on you. But your sister has a special message for you.
Really?
Matt, I'm so
so excited that you are embarking on your Dancing with the Stars journey. Oh my goodness. After being on the show 10 years ago, my best advice is to just lean into the experience. This is going to change your entire life, and you are going to remember this forever. I am so proud of you. Let your personality shine. You've got this, and I can't wait to cheer you on every week.
She's just one of my biggest inspirations, and that's why I'm doing the show. It's a childhood dream, you know, and I can't believe we get to do this together.
Lori, I swear I wait every year thinking they're about to call your name for casting.
Oh, Ashen, they can't handle my moves.
Oh my God. Season 34 of Dancing with the Stars premieres Tuesday, September 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC and Disney+, and streams the next day on Hulu.
Well, we'll be watching. And up next, all the top stories and latest news right here on ABC News Live, where the news and the dance moves never stops.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
High-quality tools you need at the prices you deserve. Shop and save at your new Harbor Freight.
No big boxes. More food, more flavor. Only at Del Taco.
At Pechanga Resort Casino in Temecula, you can stay and play, wine and dine, soar, and so much more. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino.
Looking for you. When you call my name, and when I see your
largest drone and missile attack on Ukraine since the start of the war. More than 800 drones and 13 missiles were launched across Ukraine overnight. 8 civilians are dead, at least 59 others injured. The country's cabinet building in Kyiv was also damaged in the strikes. Ukraine's President Zelensky is calling the attack a deliberate crime to prolong the war. Meanwhile, here at home, President Trump is ramping up his attacks on Chicago as he prepares to send possible immigration enforcement to the city. Peaceful protesters hitting the streets following the president's apparent threat on social media. Around Chicago, organizers of some Mexican Independence Day celebrations calling off this weekend's festivities, while others are ongoing with more security. And 2 winning tickets were sold for that massive Powerball jackpot of an estimated $1.8 billion. One of the winning tickets was sold in Missouri, the other in Texas, both matching all 6 numbers drawn last night. Now each winner will choose between splitting the historic prize, and there were still nearly 10 million other tickets that won some sort of cash prize in last night's drawing. So even if you're not from Missouri or Texas, make sure you check your ticket. I'm Janae Norman. Thank you for streaming with us. The news never stops. You can find us anywhere you stream live news, and if you're on the go, we are too. We're on the ABC News app and abcnews.com. Up next, George Stephanopoulos speaks exclusively with Congressman Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie about their bipartisan push to force a vote on releasing the Jeffrey Epstein files amid fierce opposition from the White House. Plus more from Martha Raddatz' exclusive interview with Ukraine's President Zelensky this week. Starts right
right now.
The war grinds on.
Now, I always said we can't trust Putin. He's playing games with the United States.
3 weeks after the Trump-Putin summit, Martha Raddatz travels to Ukraine for an ABC News exclusive with the Ukrainian president.
We're back in Ukraine, where we sat down with President Zelensky and asked him about the possibility of peace, since there has been no sign of it. Still no meeting between you and Putin. He said he will meet if you come to Moscow.
He can come to Kiev.
Plus, warning signs.
I think you'll see job numbers that are going to be absolutely incredible.
The new report shows job growth stalled as tempers flare on Capitol Hill over RFK Jr.'s vaccine skepticism.
You've had this job for 8 months, and you don't know the data about whether the vaccine saved lives?
The problem. And the president's threat to unleash his Department of War on an American city. Selena Wang reports on the fallout, plus analysis from our Powerhouse roundtable. And
this is not a hoax. It's not gonna go away.
Survivors pressure Congress to release the Epstein files.
The days of sweeping this under the rug are over. We, the survivors, say no more.
Jay O'Brien reports from Capitol Hill, and Congressman Thomas Massey and Ro Khanna join us exclusively about their bipartisan push for transparency.
From ABC News, it's This Week. Here now, George Stephanopoulos.
Good morning and welcome to This Week. On Friday, President Trump rebranded the Department of Defense the Department of War. Saturday, he announced the department's first target, an American city. The president's words: "I love the smell of deportations in the morning. Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War." A chorus of criticism followed, including this from Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. "The President of the United States is threatening to build an American city. This is not a joke. This is not war." Friday's Steve Johnson. On Capitol Hill, a bipartisan grilling for Health Secretary RFK Jr. and a demand for transparency from Jeffrey Epstein's victims. China's display of diplomatic skill and military force, and Russia's rebuff of another Trump deadline on the war in Ukraine. We're going to cover it all this morning. Senior White House correspondent Selena Wang starts us off.
Protests in Chicago as President Trump escalates his threats against the third largest city in the nation. Trump resharing a manipulated image on social media that places him in front of the city. The image referencing the iconic 1979 film Apocalypse Now. The caption reads, "I love the smell of deportations in the morning. Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War." A reference to his Friday executive order rebranding the Department of Defense the Department of War.
I think it sends a message of strength. We're very strong.
For weeks, Trump has been threatening to increase the federal presence in Chicago after sending 2,000 National Guard troops to patrol the streets of Washington and ramping up immigration enforcement in the capital. The ramped-up deportation campaign coming amid warning signs that Trump's immigration crackdown and trade war are causing cracks in the economy. President Trump brushing off a dismal new jobs report out Friday showing a steep slowdown in hiring. Employers added just 22,000 jobs in August, and unemployment rose slightly to 4.3%, the highest rate in nearly 4 years. And revised numbers for June show employment actually fell by 13,000 jobs, the first decline in almost 5 years. Still, Trump insists his tariffs will revive American manufacturing.
When do these factories start to open up that are being built all over the country?
But the numbers tell a different story. 78,000 losses in manufacturing since the start of the year as tariffs drive up the cost of supplies. Meanwhile, Trump's promise to make America healthy again, sparking a showdown on Capitol Hill, with HHS Secretary RFK Jr. grilled by senators over COVID vaccine policy.
Do you think the vaccine did anything to prevent additional deaths?
Again, I would like to see the data and talk about the data.
You've had this job for 8 months, and you don't know the data about whether the vaccine saved lives?
That hearing devolving into a shouting match.
That was your promise.
I never promised that I was going to recommend products with which there is no indication.
That they're going to have to go off-label.
This is crazy talk. You're just making stuff up.
Two Republican senators also sounding the alarm. Senator Bill Cassidy, a physician whose support was key to Kennedy's final confirmation, and Senator John Barrasso, a surgeon and the #2 Republican in the Senate who rarely strays from the party line.
If we're going to make America healthy again, we can't allow public health to be undermined.
I would say effectively we're denying people vaccine.
You're wrong.
I pressed the president on Cassidy's warning.
Senator Bill Cassidy said effectively we're denying people vaccines. Do you have full confidence in what RFK Jr. is doing?
He means very well, and he's got some little different ideas. I like the fact that he's different.
And George, turning back to Chicago, Mayor Brandon Johnson is highlighting a decrease in crime in the city as President Trump is threatening a surge in federal enforcement. And on Saturday, Mayor Johnson fired back at President Trump's post, saying that Trump, quote, wants to occupy our city and break our Constitution. But George, the White House is defending the president's post, saying that Democratic leaders are more upset about a post from the president than with crime, and saying that that quote tells you everything you need to know about Democrats' twisted priorities. George?
Selena Lang, thanks. Let's bring in the roundtable for more on this. We're joined by former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, former DNC Chair Donna Brazile, former RNC Chair and Trump White House Chief of Staff Reince Priebus, and USA Today Washington Bureau Chief Susan Page. Donald, let me begin with you. You heard Selena right there give the White House response. Twisted priorities for the Democrats.
Oh, there's no question. Look, George, every day we look up and say, where's the affordability? Where's lowering prices? Sending federal troops to Chicago. He's not focused on the economy, which most Americans are worried about. Democrats are saying to the president loud and clear, we want you to focus on what you ran on, what you promised the American people, and not trying to instigate war in the cities.
Chris, if you were a governor right now and the president made a threat like that to one of your cities, what would be your response?
It'd be a fun conversation, George. I'll tell you that, I would let him do it. And you know, he understands that Washington, D.C. is different than going into Chicago. It's a federal city. It's a much different situation. And if he wanted to come in and try to do that in Newark or Camden or Patterson or Jersey City, there'd be a big fight. And Don's right. I mean, the American people are tiring of this message because they're given a 42% job approval on the economy, 38% approval on inflation. You've had an average of 27,000 jobs a month for the last 4 months. A year ago, it was 167,000 jobs a month for those 4 months. And most of that spending is coming from the social safety net and healthcare deficit spending that he's presiding over, which he promised he wouldn't do. It's all tariffs, George. The reason why jobs are going down in manufacturing and mining and all over is tariffs. And let's be clear, they're taxes. They're taxes on the American people. Taxes slow down growth. The thing Donald Trump succeeded when Reince was running the White House on was the economy grew. The economy is not growing here. And that's why he's going after the Fed, because he needs someone to blame. Biden's gone, the Democratic Congress is gone. He needs someone to blame. So now it's the Fed. But that's what he should be keeping his eye on the ball on, not fighting with J.B. Pritzker in Chicago.
Distraction?
Well, first of all, if you look at the underlying the world of this economy, it's very positive. I mean, if you right now, Donald Trump, under his leadership, added over 500,000 jobs in this country, none of which went to illegal immigrants. All of it went to United States citizens. GDP is at 3.3%, which is strong. Inflation is down to 2%. This week, I had lunch with Scott Bessent, two of the most respected investment bankers in New York. You know what they said? They weren't partisan guys. They're not Republicans. They're just investment bankers in New York. They said CapEx is about as high as it's ever been, which means capital investments that companies are putting into this. They see a good future. Labor participation is jumping, which means people are positive. The big beautiful bill is going to kick in. I think the Fed is going to reduce rates by 1/2 or 3/4 of a point coming up. I think that one thing for sure, in my experience in the Trump White House, and even today with President Trump, there's one thing that he's not going to miss on, is in an economy that runs like a rocket ship. I think this is just the beginning. It's one report, and I think in the future things are going to get a lot better.
4 reports.
No, it's listen to me.
He's averaging
AI investment alone.
He's averaging 27,000 jobs a month over the last 4 months, and it's not growing. The economy is not growing.
The GDP is at 3.3%.
People are not
Gas
hiring.
is at its lowest rate that it's been in 5 years.
Your investment banker friend can tell you whatever you want. But here's the thing. You know how they vote? Investment bankers aren't the people who decide the economy in this country. It's people who hire other people for jobs. And they're saying, with the uncertainty on tariffs, the uncertainty on the economy, we are not investing. It's not the BS announcements that he makes at the White House when Mark Zuckerberg says we're going to invest $600 billion and then turns to Trump on an open mic and says, was that the right number to use?
Listen to me. Investing $400 billion in chips, data centers, services. They wouldn't be doing that if they thought the economy was going to contract.
They're doing it for the world, not for the country.
Listen, I know you're celebrating this report because it gives you all
I'm celebrating.
Why would you celebrate? But the fact of the matter is the Trump economy is doing well and is going to continue to do well.
Let's bring Susan Page. One of the things that could complicate this is we're coming up against a deadline at the end of the month for possibility of another government shutdown.
Which we, I think, are likely to have because Democrats are reluctant to make a deal because they've had their previous deals undermined by the president's unusual, sometimes unprecedented action to not spend money Congress has agreed to appropriate. So we could have a shutdown. A shutdown is not good for the economy. And, you know, you can talk about capital investments and investment bankers. Americans at home care about kitchen table economic issues, and that would be inflation. There are some warning signs there, and jobs. And this latest jobs report, alarming not for August, which showed stalling, for the revision in June, which showed actual negative growth, which we haven't seen, I think, since COVID.
Core inflation is actually up, but I want to bring this something else to Donna right here. Democrats face a fair amount of criticism from their ranks over going along with keeping the government open back in the spring. Will they hold the line this time?
Look, I think the Democrats are very clear that they want to compromise. They want to work with Republicans in areas where we agree, especially on health care. They're worried about the Affordable Care Act and making sure that those priorities stay strong, especially the ability for people to afford their health care. You might talk to investment bankers, but as someone who goes to the grocery store, and Chris knows I'm famous for talking about the price of eggs and bacon, and of course my favorite cornbread. But I was shocked this week, just the cost of meat. This is football season. I was trying to grill some burgers for the kids, and I needed to call you and maybe get some of the money from those investment bankers.
And eggs a year ago were $4.95 a dozen. Today they're $3.60 on average. So eggs are actually over $1.
Bacon is still high.
Almost $1.40 lower today than they were under your president.
Look, let me just say this. Under Joe Biden, the economy was growing. It was recovering from COVID.
That's why he got slaughtered in the election.
In December, he wasn't on the ballot. In December, we had 323,000 jobs created. We're losing jobs in the manufacturing sector. We're losing jobs in the construction sector. It's because the president has no strategy.
I just say this. I think the Democrats need to be careful here. Closing the government is a failure. It's always a failure. And the country says, we send people down there to run it, not to close it. And so I'd be very careful if I were the Democrats. They're not seen as accomplishing anything by their own party, or when you look at the poll numbers, by the majority of the country.
What should they demand in return? The president's not been spending money appropriately.
That's a negotiation. That's a negotiation they have to have, and they're going to have to be patient about the fact that courts and others will restrain the president in places where they think he's acting outside the law. George, I understand, but let me tell you, in politics, when you close the government, you fail. And if the Democrats are the ones mouthing these talking points right now, they're the ones who are going to take the blame for closing.
I guess the question is who's going to get blamed if the government shuts down.
Yeah, and in the past, you know, when we had the shutdown with Clinton, the Republicans in Congress got blamed. But Democrats have conflicting forces here. One is the desire to get things done to keep the government open. The other is to stand up to Trump. And you see this huge hunger among Democrats across the country, for Democrats in Washington, the congressional leadership, to take a tougher stance, like they see Governor Pritzker taking in Chicago. So I think it's not clear who would take the blame. Democrats are at risk because they can either make a deal or not, and they're going to be people who will criticize them either way.
The bottom
thing I
line is
know
the Republicans
from running-
control Congress, not the Democrats. The Democrats can provide the margins. That's if the Republicans can't unify. But what we saw early this year is that the Republicans unified because Donald Trump really went back and said, you better vote for these bills. Democrats need to stand up for the working people, stand up for health care, stand up for the jobs. But the last thing we need to do is sit down and wait for the Republicans to wreck the economy and then try to bail it out.
One thing I know from running the RNC for 6 years and Barack Obama was president is that it's very hard to win a narrative in a government shutdown because no matter who is actually to blame, the president, especially Donald Trump, it's going to be Donald Trump every day, all day. That is a narrative that the Democrats won't be able to win on a government shutdown no matter what happens.
I agree.
Let's bring it on back to RFK Jr. He faced a grilling, including from some Republicans on Capitol Hill this week. Are those cracks real or show?
Yeah, I think they're real, and there's really a first sign where we see Republican senators who have been so compliant for President Trump stand up against not him perhaps, but his health secretary. The criticism from Democratic senators, we've heard that before, but the fact that Bill Cassidy and John Barrasso and Tom Tillis were standing up and asking really tough questions, clearly concerned about what's happening with the vaccine regimes in Florida and elsewhere. That was the significant thing about that hearing.
The president didn't seem rattled by it.
No, because he knows if it gets much worse, he can just can him. And that's what he will do if it gets much worse. I mean, let's face it. You looked at that appearance before Congress, and it just confirms what all of us around this table have known for decades. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is a foolish man, full of foolish and vapid ideas. And that was on display again this week in front of Congress. And I really don't want to hear about Bill Cassidy, because he is a co-conspirator with the President of the United States for putting this wholly unqualified man in charge of 25% of all government spending. Without Cassidy's vote, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. would not get it. Maybe he's feeling some guilt from what he did. But I'll tell you this, the President did this. He knows. The President's smart enough to know RFK Jr. doesn't belong to that job. But after he won, he wanted to show everybody, I can do whatever I want to do because this Senate will be compliant no matter what I do. And I'll put the greatest vaccine and public health denier of the last 20 years